Alright, so I have pre-weighed my aniline, again linear reagent. What I've done, I've moved from the first fume hood, moved to a second fume hood. You might be able to hear it in the background. And this is what the aniline looks like. It's a viscous oil. It's got a pale yellow color, and that is one of the impurities that we're going to have to deal with a little bit later. But again, 2 mils of solution, or of aniline, corresponds to 1.94 grams. It's not a lot of material, but it's going to be more than enough to give us a large amount of nice solid product at the end. I've calculated the amount of material. It's about 20.8 millimoles of compound based on its molecular weight, which is a calculation you should be familiar with. What we're going to do now is we are going to add 20 mils of water. That's the working solvent. I'm going to do it in the fume hood because I will have to take off the lid of our container to ensure that the vapors that we're exposed to are minimized. And again, this auto-dispensing pipette works exactly the same as the previous one. It's just a larger version, and it takes a little bit more muscle power, but it effectively is a very easy tool to use. It goes all the way up, all the way down, and we get 20 mils of solution. Now you might be able to see, I'll try to hold it up, aniline is immiscible with water, and it very much looks like oil that's floating on top of the water. It's a secondary phase. But once we add the acetic anhydride, these things will mix and we'll get a nice looking reaction. The acetic anhydride, again, depending on the lab, sometimes we have them in smaller bottles which the students will help themselves to. But again, in today's lab, we've opted for the auto-dispensing pipette. This is an excess reagent. We're going to be adding more than we need. And as such, this dispensing pipette has been calibrated to produce, the best I could do is 1.1 mil per dispense. We're going to be doing that 3 times to add a total of 3.3 mils of acetic anhydride. You're going to do it in 3 separate portions. So again, just 1. I give it a nice swirl, and you may see that there's a little bit of turbidity. It's getting a little cloudy. To your touch, it's a little exothermic. It's not terribly warm, and you can actually see crystals are starting to form quite dramatically. But we know that we want this in excess, so I'll continue to add more acetic anhydride. And that should be very obvious now. We have a lot of white crystalline material that is in fact our acetanilide. It's the product that we're looking for. And to the touch, this is actually quite warm now. I wouldn't say hot, it is definitely warm. It's no question that this is an exothermic reaction. With the stopper firmly in place, you can now walk back to your bench where we will continue the rest of the experiment.